Welcome back to another episode.
So today we're going to be doing some rock fishing from shore, and we are just 5 minutes away from peak low tide. Today we have a negative 0.16 low tide, so we're going to target some rockfish. Since it's a low tide, it exposes a lot of kelp out here, so it kind of gives us a good idea in what pockets to toss in. We are going to try and catch something to eat. Now hopefully we can catch like a grass bass or a cabezon. So with whatever we catch today, we're gonna take it to like a nearby park, wherever we can find a spot to cook. Conditions today, we have some nice sunny skies. Wind doesn't pick up until like a little after 12. We're gonna get rigged up with a simple high-low rig. I brought some squid as bait. With how much kelp is exposed, I don't know how great of a chance throwing swim baits would be. With this much kelp, I'm like almost guaranteed I'm gonna snag every cast on kelp. If this spot doesn't pan out, I have a spot right next to it in which we have a cliff, so we got that high advantage point. We have a fly rig, you know, got a little bit of red fuzzies on it, little flashy with some cut up squid, and we got this on a high-low rig using a 4-ounce sinker. Now I picked out a spot and it's right over there. I have to cast over this ledge right here. There's a possibility I'm gonna get snagged either on the kelp in between, or if I have a fish, I have to be aware of snagging on this ledge because it has a bunch of barnacles and a bunch of mussels. So there's a lot in this area that I can snag on. So hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully we can catch some fish. Usually all this is covered in water. So that's like one of the advantages of coming on a low tide. All this fills up at peak high tide. So hopefully we can get kind of in that area. You know, there's some patches of kelp here and there, and hopefully we don't land on one and snag up. Oh, I think I landed right on one. Oh well. Make sure our drag is tight. Ooh, that was a bird. That scared me a little bit. Ooh, that might be a fish. Yep, that's a fish. Oh, tighten the drag, tighten the drag, tighten the drag. Oh no, not in the kelp, not in the kelp. Yep, that's a fish on right there. Oh, please don't break off. Come on. Up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Come on, come on. Oh, please, mussels. Please, mussels. Don't break me off. No, no, no. Up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Oh no. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, cabezon, 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 cabezon. That's oh, that looks almost legal maybe. We'll measure them. This is cabezon city right here. I've caught way more cabezon than any other fish around here. I've caught grass bass, cabezon, and what else did I catch out here? I think a rubber lip, one rubber lip, but the majority of the fish that I've caught out here have been cabezons. And this is a beautiful, beautiful color. So we have a beautiful cabezon right here. This is like a maroon color. They come in, I've only seen 3 different colors, like a maroon like this, beautiful. They also, I've seen them in like a blue with some spots and some brown ones. I'm not sure if the color defines on whether it's male or female. I haven't really looked into that stuff, but this is a beautiful cabezon. These guys have to be 15 inches to keep. This guy's 14.5, so half inch shy of being legal. We'll go release this guy. I obviously can't return him home, but there's a nice channel right here in which these fish, they'll swim in and out of the ocean. So this guy's gonna go in there. He got some rocks because there's no sand over here, there's just rocks. But we'll release him, and at some point in his life he'll get out there eventually. Too bad that he was just half-inch short, because those guys are so delicious. You know, some people say that they taste like lobster if you boil them in butter. I've never done it, but you know, that's one thing in the future that we will do is boil them in butter and see whether or not they taste like lobster. But those guys are very delicious. For legally to keep, they have to be 15 inches, and you can keep up to 10 a day. They used to be 3 in the past, but now you can keep 10. So I went live on YouTube, as you know, probably you guys saw, and I was doing a little ASMR. You know, I was trying to do no talking. I think I talked a little bit, but just to let the people that were on live with me, to tell them that I did catch a fish, but I did catch a cabezon, but it was short. And while I was live on ASMR, I was just rock fishing this little spot right here, and I caught a rockfish. We're gonna cook this guy up. We're gonna do a little more rock fishing. I do have a little bit more squid, so we might use that. While I was live, I saw that, you know, Jurassic Sports Fishing Vince, I saw that you commented on pocket fishing this little canal, so I do have my other rod set up, only for a little bit. The winds are starting to pick up. The tide is coming in. We're gonna get this guy taken care of, and we'll go check up that cliff spot that I was talking to you guys about earlier. And depending on how much kelp is like in the area, if it's castable or not, if I do want to cast in between some kelp, because I've lost so much gear in that spot. So I don't know, we'll go up there, check it out, and if not, we'll go find a park somewhere and cook up this guy. Before we you know, dispatch this guy, cut his gills, bleed him out, I found a little tide pool, and it's pretty cool to kind of throw him in there and see how he reacts, and you can kind of get kind of a visual of how they act in the kelp and the rocks and stuff. You see him swimming around. I don't even need underwater footage, because that's so cool seeing these rockfish just swim. He's just going back and forth between those corners. Come down here, that's the deepest part, and we'll let him swim around in there for a little bit. We're gonna pocket fish this for a little bit. There's not too much to pocket fish, but hopefully that cabezon's probably in here still a little somewhere, unless he swam off that way. But we're gonna pocket fish this a little bit, poke around. Got a little swim bait. So we're just getting to the cliff spot. I used to fish this spot quite often, but this is like one of the reasons why I don't fish here much no more, is look at all that kelp. It's just like Snag City, but it's also Cabezon City. Like, I could fish right there, like throw a spot right there. If I can make it in that little pocket, that little pocket. But this spot used to have probably half the amount of kelp that when I first started fishing here. Kelp is way overgrown. And I don't think I want to lose any gear as much as I did. I lost one rig earlier. I also used to fish on this side too. This caught some cabezons on this side. This is a little more shallower, way overgrown with kelp. I used to fish right in between, throw a line right there. But yeah, this is like way overgrown. It'd be cool to fish a kayak right here, but it's like a little dangerous, too close to breaker waves, some high rocks. It's a really good spot for fishing though. A really good cabezon spot. And the funny thing is, I got in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but I got yelled at one time. I trimmed a lot of the tree right here just so I can cast a line. You know, me and my uncle, I brought my uncle out here a couple times. He's caught some cabezons. But yeah, I trimmed this tree down a little bit. We did a little hacking and that got a little bit of attention. And I was getting yelled at by some guy, you know, threatening to call the cops. He was being kind of a male Karen. So I wasn't able to find a spot near where I caught the fish. Everything's pretty much packed and couldn't find any benches anywhere. So I basically just came back close to home. I did find a park that did have a bench. So I filleted the fish up. I only brought one fillet and we're gonna be using some lemon pepper seasoning. Add some lemon pepper seasoning. And we'll let that cool off for a moment. Cheers, my friends. It's a bit windy. Luckily, I have the little wind protectors on the sides. It did kick off the flame just for a little bit. Successful mission. We got lemon pepper fish. So juicy, it's dripping. One of the best ways that I like to eat fish is lemon pepper in a taco. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, keep fishing on. Peace.